Hello everyone. Today we'll be discussing about osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is nothing but it is osteopenia जो कि इतना ज़्यादा बढ़ गया है कि now the chances of fracture that can happen in that bone has significantly increased. Okay. Now what is osteopenia? As the name suggests, it is the reduction in the bone mass. Okay. So that is what is mentioned over here. Trabecular and cortical bone lose mass despite of normal bone mineralization and normal lab values. Okay, मतलब bone mineralization में कोई problem नहीं है, calcium या phosphate में कोई problem नहीं है, still the bone is losing its mass. Why is it losing so? Because bone का resorption by the osteoclast has increased. Now why it can increase? एक तो एज फैक्टर हो सकता है जिसको हम कहते हैं सेनाइल ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस. ओके, द अदर थिंग कैन बी द पर्सन इज एक्सरसाइजिंग लेस. वाई? क्योंकि जैसे व्हेन यू डू वेट ट्रेनिंग, ओके, सो वेट ट्रेनिंग बेसिकली अप्लाइज वेरियस टाइप्स ऑफ फोर्सेज ऑन द बोन एंड हेल्प्स इन इट्स रीमॉडलिंग. सो इफ देर इज नो एक्सरसाइज एज यू सी in case of astronaut etc., what happens? Slowly the bone starts to lose its mass. Okay, also reduced estrogen levels, cigarette smoking, certain drugs such as steroids, alcohol, anticonvulsants, anticoagulants, and thyroid replacement therapy like levothyroxine etc. can also cause osteoporosis. Okay, also malabsorption syndrome. If vitamin D is not absorbed itself, there will not be any bone formation, and the entire homeostasis of bone formation will be hampered. So malabsorption syndromes, anorexia, even that can lead to osteoporosis. Similarly, multiple myeloma, where the plasma cell is infiltrating inside the bone, so basically that will also lead to osteoporosis. Okay, so this is the basic idea about osteoporosis. Now, how do we diagnose it? So diagnosing, you can also do it by normal x-ray, but the best method to diagnose is either via quantitative CT or by DEXA. DEXA is nothing but dual energy x-ray absorptiometry. Dual energy x-ray absorptiometry basically only and only discusses about the density of the bone. Okay, over here after DEXA a T score comes. Okay, T score is the deviation from the normal peak bone mass. Peak bone mass is achieved at the basically the younger age or the adolescent age. So if the patient gets a T score of negative 2.5, means 2.5 mean deviations less than the average, then we detect the patient as a case of osteoporosis. If it lies between 1 to 2.5, the patient only has osteopenia, not osteoporosis. Okay, and this will significantly increase the chances of the patient having a fracture. Okay, over here also, as you can see, the peak bone mass is usually attained in adolescent, which is determined by genetic factors such as rank-rankle ligand, OPG, osteoprogenitor growth factor, and various other growth factors. Nutrition, physical activity, as we discussed. Okay, age is also a factor, estrogen is also a factor. Why? Because as the person ages, what happens? The osteoprogenitor cells ki replicative activity is significantly decreased. Similarly, osteoblast ki synthetic activity is decreased, and the growth factors biological activity is decreased. Okay, so that will ultimately cause osteoporosis. Similarly, if the female patient undergoes menopause, so serum estrogen will decrease, and at the same time various inflammatory cytokines such as IL-1, IL-6, TNF, these will get increased, which will lead to more resorption of the bone. Similarly, rank-rankle ligand, which is basically responsible for osteoclastic resorption, that will increase. So this will all lead to what is known as osteoporosis. Okay, now histologically, if we see basically some prominent features, which is the trabecular bone and of the medulla and the cortical bone, both are markedly thinned out, and also the Haversian systems are much widened because of this thinning. Okay, so that is what we see in osteoporosis. No any out of the box histology, only thinning out takes place, and Haversian canals, they are separated out like quite too much. Okay, also first it mentions that one time screening is recommended for females greater than 65 years of old via DEXA. Okay, prophylactically what we can do is we can start the patient on weight bearing exercises. Why? These weight bearing exercises will basically cause remodeling of the bone and strengthen the bone. We can also tell the patient to have adequate calcium and vitamin D throughout their adulthood, so that they have significant bone deposition, how much ever they need. Because see, after age, bone resorption will increase, as how you want it or not. Osteopenia will happen. We have to prevent osteoporosis from happening. Okay, now if the patient has now got osteoporosis, so now what we can do is we can give the patient bisphosphonates, about which we'll learn in pharmacology. We can give the patient denosumab. Denosumab is basically a monoclonal antibody which is against rankle, which is rank ligand. So now you see, if rankle system is only not working, the osteoclast will only not work. So basically the bone resorption will reduce. Okay, so we do use denosumab, bisphosphonate, uh, teriparatide also we use, and SCRMs. Okay, also significant osteoporosis can lead to various complications, because significant osteoporosis can lead the patient to get bedridden. So if the patient is bedridden, you also know that the coagulative thing in his body or her body will increase, so the patient is prone to pulmonary embolisms, etc. Okay, and also it can lead to vertebral compression fractures, okay, which will cause acute back pain, loss of height, kyphosis. Also lumbar lordosis is also seen, and other fractures such as fracture of femoral neck, fracture of distal radius. Various type of fractures can be seen with osteoporosis. So this was all about osteoporosis. I hope it's clear. Thank you.